Welcome to the Go for Two podcast. I'm your host, Jackson Wallace. I'm here with my friend Lucas. How you doing, bud?
Excellent. It is a great day to be a Titans fan, a Cowboys fan, and we don't really care about the other team.
No, we don't care about him. Okay?
No.
All right. Here's the thing. Both of our teams thrashed. Okay? We thrashed the opposition. Giants. Who even is Eli Manning? Is he even a two-time Super Bowl MVP? I don't think so.
No, Daniel Jones. Ooh, hot take. Daniel Jones will be starting halfway through the season. Boom.
I think I'd have to agree with you on that one for sure.
Yeah, it's probably not even a hot take. Honestly, it's just like everyone's just waiting for it to happen.
everybody's saying that that's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a great day to be an NFL fan. Football season is back. First weekend of this amazing game, the 100th season. Kickoff of the 100th season of the NFL. I know it's kind of weird to think about 54, but I guess they had a bunch of like NFL championships and stuff back like 1919 or whenever it was created. I actually don't.
19.
Well, yeah,
100 years from today.
100 years. See, I said it right. I was testing you.
Okay. All right. Well.
Whoop-de-doo, Basil.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get right into it. What do you say? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna check my phone right here real quick. All right. So you want to start with the?
I'm just saying, we're starting Thursday night football.
Gotta start with Thursday night football. This past Thursday. What a boring game.
Okay, I have to agree that the game itself was boring, but the fact that football had officially returned made it worth my time.
Sure.
I was like, "Oh, did you see that? Incomplete pass! They threw the ball!" like just getting to watch football, right? It was a super huge deal, and I'm very stoked that football's back. I'm still excited.
Same. I'm so happy that it's back. Thursday night game, although it was rather boring. Aaron Rodgers, that bad man.
Oh man,
made it worthwhile for a couple drives there.
That bad man.
That bad man. Purest passer. Okay.
He had one touchdown. And he didn't even know who he was throwing it to. He just threw the ball up, and Jimmy Graham just came down with it.
Perfect form. Okay.
Look, I can't hate on Aaron Rodgers. Like, he's an awesome quarterback, and I love him. I just think their play calling was terrible.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you agree? Because I was going to say that might stem from the fact that I'm a Titans fan, and Matt LaFleur was our offensive coordinator last year, and I thought he was terrible.
Very vanilla.
I think he's just. I hate it. I just can't stand it. I still can't believe he's a head coach in the NFL.
Yeah, I think it's because the Packers latched onto this. Like, okay, here are these young offensive coordinators. They have something up their sleeve. It's like the game is evolving. The pace is changing to a more dynamic passing league. So let's just grab a young offensive coordinator with what we think might be a brilliant mind and let him go to work. Right? Another Sean McVay, if you. But Matt LaFleur, not Sean McVay. At least not yet. So we'll just have to wait and see and how it goes. But I definitely do love Aaron Rodgers. But he has and I know you want to talk about this, he has a defense. A defense. Yes. At the top of their division defense, but a top 10 defense right now.
No. Don't say top 10.
I said
you can't say top 10.
Listen, I said top 5 by the end of the year.
Oh, all of a sudden, the last 4 weeks of the year, they'll have 18 interceptions and 14 fumbles.
Look,
and
they're going to work their way up. They're going to work their way up, okay? But Aaron Rodgers has had the best defenses he's had since he went to the.
His defense is not good though. His
defense is good. They did a brilliant job drafting.
It might be top 10. I don't even know if they're top 10. They might be. They're definitely not top 5 though. And I will
give you that. They're not top 5 yet.
Well, that's all right. Let's get back. We're gonna do the top 5 thing second. That's second. We got to get back to our. So we got in an argument about this Thursday night after the game. Right, and I had to stop it. I was like, "You got to stop this right now. We're gonna do this on the podcast."
It was passionate.
I won't be as upset this time. So the question is, did the Packers defense win the game? Did the Packers defense beat the Bears, or did the Bears offense just lose? So do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll go first. Here's the thing. I think it's a little bit of both, right? If I had to pick one, Rex, it has to be a little bit of both, right? Mitch Trubisky is not a. If you guys are watching the YouTube video right now, Lucas is absolutely disgusted with me with his facial expressions. You should definitely check it out on YouTube.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but it's just like the other day, you're literally just like, the defense won of the game, top 5 defense. Like, there's no way. Blah blah blah. Like and now it's just painful to watch you're just backpedaling. You're just saving yourself for when you get embarrassed. That's all it is. You got to put yourself out on the line.
First
Jackson.
of all, I'm so used to saying that. First of all, Lucas, not as embarrassed. Hey, I know that might happen later, but we're not talking about later. We're talking about at the moment. I think they will have a top 5 defense by the end of the year. I made a bet on it. I'm probably going to lose team hat or whatever it is that we bet on that. However, Mitch Trubisky did not show me and has not shown, I think, at all, that he is a franchise quarterback.
Exactly.
Okay. But with that being said, I was very impressed with the Green Bay Packers defense. I do think they're going to be top 5 by the end of the year. I think they're top 10 right now. I think it's the best defense that Aaron Rodgers has had the last 10 years. And I also think that Aaron Rodgers even said after the game, we have a defense. Woohoo! They played amazing, right? I think the Packers defense won them because the Bears defense obviously is the top defense in the NFL right now. And Rodgers was having a really tough time not playing in the preseason into this offense. Matt LaFleur did not do a good job.
Bad play calling.
Bad play calling. There's only so much you can do being that bad man, okay? But their defense stepped up when they needed them to, and their defense is going to win them another 2 or 3 games this year. Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't have to score 35 points a game to win anymore. Play more game management.
Game management. Okay. So
go ahead.
So I'll just name off the stats. I got the stats for the Packers here.
Okay.
So Packers defense allowed 254 yards, 3 points, right? 5 sacks, and they got 1 interception. And to me, that 1 interception is the key. Okay. A lot of the sacks, I remember watching the game. A lot of the sacks came from Trubisky just being a second-year quarterback, third-year quarterback, whatever. I think he's a third-year quarterback. Yeah. I don't even care. He's irrelevant. He's irrelevant to me. Okay.
Absolutely, he's irrelevant to the league.
Yeah, I mean, you're at the end of the game. You have a chance to score a touchdown, tie it up, go into overtime, take the momentum. You can take the initiative. This is your chance. If you score going into overtime like that, to me, odds are you're going to win, right? You got the momentum and everything. Aaron Rodgers hasn't been able to do anything since that touchdown drive, and that was a fluke. And so I'm just sitting here and I'm like, Trubisky throws it into triple coverage. Okay.
To a former Bear as well, Amos.
And there are literally clips. There are videos of this man sitting back here, just standing here, getting ready to throw the ball. And there's a wide open guy over here in the end zone. And he's waving his arms. And Trubisky's just blind.
Trash.
He's just blind. And he throws it into double coverage and
forced it. And the defense made him force it.
Defense didn't make him force it.
Yeah.
He tried to sit back in the pocket for 14 years.
Combination.
Can't sit in the pocket for 14 years.
Yeah, sit in the pocket for pass rush because over the receivers can't really get anything there, right?
Also, who do the Bears name a Bears wide receiver?
Allen Robinson.
Okay, there you go.
Took me 2.5 seconds.
That's all you got to say. Allen Robinson's their number 1 wide receiver then.
Yeah, I actually can't think of any more Bears wide receivers.
Yeah, all right.
And all right, Cohen, their running back. They traded away Jordan Howard.
Yeah, that's their halfback that they expected to come in and do some stuff. So they got rid of their star halfback, Jordan Howard, who had an awesome years while he was there. And you expect this backup halfback to come in and be your starters? They couldn't run the ball.
Couldn't do anything.
Right? Because it wasn't Jordan Howard up there running the ball. They don't have wide receivers. And then you got this man throwing into double coverage.
Sounds like they ran into a really good Packers defense.
Yeah.
What it sounds like to me, Lucas.
Okay. Whatever. Yeah.
Top
So
10 right now.
like to transition into the next the next little segment here, we got is the Packers a top 5 D? From what you've seen this week, if you just took this week's performances, would you say they are top 5, or would you put them in the top 5?
No, I wouldn't put them top 5. I put them top 10. And I know even for top 10, that's kind of a stretch for a lot of people and a lot of viewers, critics. Top 10 now. I think they're top 10. I think they're incredibly young, very versatile, right? I think they're incredibly fast. Underrated for sure. Would definitely have them as a top 5 top 10 defense. Very scary. I do think Packers are going. They just went into Soldier Field, took that one. Next time they got to play him, it's in Lambeau.
Man, you still just hurt.
What hurts?
Aren't they in the same division as the Vikings?
Yeah.
Did you see the Vikings on Sunday?
Kirk Cousins threw it 10 times.
Yeah. They won with defense and running, and their quarterback only had to throw 10 times.
Listen, okay, they want to get rid of passing the ball because they know Kirk Cousins is a game for them. Right?
No, because they're playing Matt Ryan, and they don't want to give him the chance to go out and throw for 600 yards and 18 gazillion touchdowns. So what do? They run the ball, they run the clock down, and they score like 40 points.
They played smart. Yeah, the Bears aren't making the playoffs.
Look, if you want to talk about top 5 defenses, okay? What about the Vikings last week? Did you see what the Vikings did?
I actually don't remember their numbers. They played pretty well though.
All right, so they're playing
Ryan and Julio
right?
very, very well.
Yeah. So Julio got 1 touchdown. I don't even think he broke 100 yards. So Matt Ryan threw for like 300. They allowed 345 yards in total.
A lot of passing yards.
All right.
Say 340. That's total?
In total, yeah, that's combined. So he probably threw for like 300 of that because Devontae Freeman literally had negative points in my fantasy. So completely took the run away from him, right? They only let the Falcons score like 12 points. That's what I got here.
That's pretty good against the Falcons. Sure. You know, that Vikings is that scary team that you're talking about.
They got 4 sacks, 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, and they blocked a kick.
Like their special teams did very, very well. So did their defense. Yes. However, still taking the Packers over today.
You're delusional. So I have my list of top 5 Ds. Right. Okay. Here's my top 5 defenses.
Okay.
I think all of these defenses are better than the Packers.
Okay.
Number 1, the Patriots. They limited the Steelers to 3 points.
We're gonna talk about that later. Oh my
God. All right. And I got the Bears. Yep. Okay. I don't care if the Packers won. The Bears held Aaron Rodgers to 3, or Aaron Rodgers to 10, sorry. Even though Matt LaFleur is a bad play caller.
Yeah, there's no arguing that the Bears are incredible.
All right. I got the Cowboys, honestly.
Really? I wouldn't put us top 5.
Okay, so what matters to me, like, I don't want to say, like, top 5 defense in terms of total yardage. To me, what's important is how many points do you allow, right?
Right.
They were top 5 scoring defense last year, and they looked even better.
Starters held them to 10 points. We put the 2s and 3s in that.
Yeah. And so, like, even with putting the 2s and 3s in, right? They allowed 470 yards total, 17 points. They got a sack, and they got 3 fumbles.
Yeah. Played very, very well. I was super happy with how they played. Rod Marinelli has like the way he schemes and the way he approaches his game plans. Very, I think he does that at a very high level. And ever since he's come into the league or team, defense has had this kind of swagger about them, and they just fly to the ball. In high school football, we used to do this thing, pursuit drill. Did you ever have to do that? Yeah, pursuit drill. Dude, I swear, Rod Marinelli must be doing the pursuit drill with these guys 10 times of practice. These guys are flying to. He must be right up there, you know what, in order for them to get to the ball every single. At the end of every play, you can see at least 5 to 6 white jerseys.
So like that's my thing. Like when I think of the Cowboys D, I don't think, oh, they caused 30 fumbles this year and got 28 interceptions or something crazy, or just got 10 sacks last game. You don't get a lot of first downs against the Cowboys. That's hard. It's hard to score on the Cowboys. You got Leighton Vander Esch. Like, you may do a 4-yard dump off pass, but Vander Esch is meeting you.
Those Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith is incredible tackle, especially in the open field. That is one thing that whenever I watch, I know we'll talk more about this later, but that was one of my big takeaways. Was open field tackling was much better than I've seen it in recent. Used to be, if we get a one-on-one in the open field, the running back or the wide receiver, whoever it is going to make one guy miss at least. That's going to cost us, over the course of an entire game, probably 80 yards of field by making.
Right.
That was definitely an improvement I saw.
Speaking of making people miss, did you see Vernon Davis literally hurdle over a dude and then still run and score a touchdown?
Dude, Vernon Davis still got it.
It's crazy.
Back when he was
crazy. So then I got the Vikings defense.
Okay.
All right. These aren't necessary, like, in order.
But would you say then, this is your opinion, would you say then that the NFC North has 3 of the top 10 with the Packers in there?
Maybe. I need to see more from the Packers before I can say that they're top 10.
That's
I think they're definitively not top 5.
I agree.
And then 5th, I got the Titans defense just because I think the Titans have the best secondary in the league. And
super under. When they punch Cleveland off, I know.
That's not next. That's after. We got one more after this.
Okay. I can't wait to talk about that because.
So I mean, like, the Titans allowed 13 points. They got 3 interceptions with a pick 6, a forced fumble, 5 sacks, and a safety. Cameron Wake passed 100 sacks. Congrats to that man. Crazy. Like, dude's 100 years old and he is still a baller. Awesome to see. But we got a lot to say about that game because that was his ugly game. So you think Packers defense is better than any of those 5? There's some other ones you could point out too. You can say Jacksonville. You can say the Rams.
Yeah, I need to watch more of the game to see where those two deep. But I think the Packers defense is better than Dallas right now. I don't have us top 5. I think top 10 is. I think top 10 is comfortable. I would be very safe having us as top 10.
You think the Packers? I'm sorry, but you think the Packers have a better defense than the Cowboys?
Right now, I do. I do because our secondary is. It's always been our. We do have a shutdown. We have Byron Jones for the first. Actually, we have 8 corners. I'm free.
Okay, I'm mind blown. All right.
Look, man. Here's the thing. Okay, to be honest with you.
Name a player on the Packers defense.
That Amos dude. Do they have Ha still? Go somewhere else.
All right, next thing. So we got Deshaun's crazy return to Philly. All right.
Yes.
8 receptions on 10 targets, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Dude is a baller.
Leading wide receiver for him.
Dude
crazy,
is a baller.
Dude. Crazy.
Absolutely insane return to Philly.
I think the only reason so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe when all of it went down when he first left Philly, I feel like you got to say that that's Chip Kelly's fault.
What's Chip Kelly? He wanted to stay.
Like I don't think he'll ever leave again. I think he's in Philly to stay until he retires, and they're scary with him out there.
Saw that he had a connection with Carson Wentz, right? That's the thing. Wentz can throw the deep ball. Jameis could not throw the deep. Jameis, he never had that kind of connection. Jameis, because Mike Evans was Jameis's guy. Even
Jameis just can't throw straight.
Jameis can't throw. Jameis needs to be out of the league.
I feel like Jameis has the power. He's got the arm. I just feel like he just can't hit where he needs to hit.
Yeah, it's not accurate. Yeah,
Which
but
I
anyway.
believe he threw an interception in the end zone to lose, but I'm not 100% on that.
But that being said, no, Deshaun had an incredible comeback performance with Philly. He helped propel them to the win. They were down 17-0. All of a sudden, he guard bomb from Carson. That just explodes, and that just starts the snowball effect. Everything gives them that sense of momentum, sense of hope. You have a player that can be a home run hitter for you that quick, that fast. It just opens up the game. Then they have to respect the run. You know, if you don't want, you have to play a little bit further deep. You don't want to top. You might consider double covering him, but okay, here we go. We got Al Galore. Don't forget about Alshon Jeffrey, the dude 7 foot. Okay,
He had a good game.
yeah, he had a great game as well. The play calling was tremendous. I love what they did with mixing up a little bit of option. Carson Wentz just showed he is. I feel like from that game, especially in the second half. First half, he looked awful. Second half, he looked MVP conversation. Carson Wentz, the injury.
So we're gonna have to talk about that a little bit. Nothing against him, but I have a comparison to make with him and another person and some stuff.
Yeah, incredible performance. He did well.
So you talk about taking the top off. So next up, we got Cleveland gets punched. We called it, right?
Punched in the mouth, then kicked on the curb. Like, you know that thing, the curb, like the thing with the curb stomp. They open up the mouth and they put it right on the edge of the curb and like back of the face. Boot. I think that's from a movie. But yeah, that's what happened.
It was really like you get into the third and fourth quarter and the Titans, the Browns drive down. You know, they stop the Titans and then they drive down the field and they score. And it's like so much momentum's on their side. Like you could feel it. Like I could feel it. Like it felt like Cleveland was going to stop you and they were going to score again and there was a chance they were going to win, right? They drove down and they were getting all hype and they were doing their little touchdown celebrations and the crowd was yelling. And like you can't help but feel that as a fan. Like you can't help but feel like, oh no.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry screams 75-yard touchdown, silence everywhere, right?
It was just over after that.
Puts the pressure on Baker. He has to go right back out there, literally after one play. He has to go right back out there. What's he do? Interception. Kevin Byard picks him off, right? We just steadily drive down the field.
I'm off the.
Baker comes back out. What's he do? Logan Ryan, interception. Boom. We drive down the field. Baker comes back out. He's got 7 or 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He's got the world is on his shoulders. And what's he do? Pick 6 to Malcolm Butler. Like, it is just when we hit the screen and then we got the interception with Kevin Byard right after that, I was like, okay, we've won. Like, we're in control now.
Yeah.
Like, even though we weren't up by just a crazy amount, we were up by 2 scores, and they had finally done their mistake, right?
Yeah.
And
they didn't pay for it.
And then it just kept going. Like the 2 more picks plus the pick 6, like it just
18
put the game away. But you said something. Sorry, we'll get to penalties next. You said something about taking the top off. At the beginning of the game, they were stacking the box and everything, and then they were trying to stop Derrick Henry. He couldn't get nothing going. So what do we do? 50-yard pass to A.J. Brown over the top, who we drafted. Crazy good debut for him. He had like
got some moves, man.
Had like 4 receptions for 100 yards. Right, he's like the first. Like yeah. And then he had 2 50-yard receptions. So I mean, we had like 2 50-yard receptions with him. Took the top off, opened up the run game. Derrick Henry started averaging 4 yards a carry.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Derrick Henry is a giant.
He is so big.
Like we say that every single podcast. This dude is literally like 7'2", 325 pounds of pure muscle. Okay,
7'2".
Like
he's
I don't know. I really don't know if the mountain from Game of Thrones could take.
Bro, like I was watching him run down the sideline, and I was like, I hope no one tries to tackle him. Like he will, I swear he would just put someone in the dirt if they tried to come after him. His
truck and his stiff arm are very high rated in Madden. You don't mess with this guy.
Okay. His Madden stiff arm's like a 90-something, bro.
It's ridiculous.
after that 99-yard run last year. But yeah, 18 penalties for 180 yards, roughly.
18. How do you commit so?
Bro, the Titans had like 3 or 4 penalties for like 30 yards. You know,
Yeah, but that just
and then
tells me that just tells me they're not coached.
they're
Like
definitely. I definitely think that like
there's no
they
discipline. They're just
there
hype
is no
people. They're
discipline.
just hype men, right?
I
They
mean, you
have their
got
brands, they have
Odell,
their watches, and
right,
they're flamboyant, and they
right.
think they're all that, but they don't. They're not. That tells me they're not paying attention to the details.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're gonna get beat.
Well, I
You have
mean,
a roster like that, they're gonna automatically win this.
right. When you got Odell out there, right,
Yeah.
and Odell is literally just he's got a 400K watch on his wrist because he planned when he scored a touchdown because he was so confident he would score a touchdown in Cleveland his first week. He was going to score a touchdown and then use his watch to say it's Odell time in Cleveland.
He's too worried about that instead of beating his man on every play.
Yeah,
He's too
like
worried
play
about what he's
football,
gonna do
man.
when he scores, but he's got to score first.
You know, like everyone's using the clip of
Yeah.
Delaney Walker. He was like the reporters just kept bugging him, dude. They kept asking him and asking him like how um what y'all think about hearing all the hype about the Browns coming in? Da da da. Did y'all play better? All this stuff. And he's like, y'all keep asking me, but they were who we thought they were. Undisciplined. Like they tried to drop back and throw it with Baker Mayfield every play, right? They got Nick Chubb sitting in the backfield not doing nothing because they're not even using him. And you can't play smart. That's not smart football. That's not how it works.
Exactly. I think. I think overall, I mean, it's still way too early to call for the rest of the season, but based on their debut, I hope it's a wake up call for them because I think it would be very entertaining. Later on in the year, you have Cleveland kind of like gonna sneak in, gonna get that last wild card. How's Baker playing? BJ put
I've
his head
got
down. You know what I mean? Like it
I've
would
got
be
Cleveland
entertaining.
Titans.
You
I've
do
got Cleveland Titans in the playoffs.
you have Cleveland Titans in the. That would be an incredible. I would love to talk about that again. Talk about that match. I just know you're gonna be like, listen here, man. All these guys are trash. Okay, last time it was like 43-13, and we just smacked these
All
fools in
right,
the mouth.
all right. Like highest deficit. I think week one. I'm not sure if the. I think so. I think it was like we beat them by 30. I think. What the Patriots beat the Steelers by 30?
Yeah, but the Ravens beat the Dolphins by
Did they? I thought the Titans had the highest.
59-10,
Anyways,
bro.
Jesus.
That was the final score.
That game was just stupid. Like I don't want to talk about that game. I'm not putting the Ravens top 10 like everyone else is. I'm not.
Oh yeah.
Lamar Jackson
Oh,
is not a good quarterback. Still, he
he
said
still has
pretty
some other
good for
stuff to
a running
prove.
back. Yes, that
Yeah.
was great passing for a running back because that's what you are is a running back. Thank you
He
for
still has.
accepting it.
I still have more to. I need to see more. But a quick last little side note about the Dolphins game. Quick, there were reports that several Dolphins players had contacted their agents after requested.
Yeah, and their coach came out today and said that as far as he knew, that wasn't true or whatever. Like
Yeah, whatever, dude.
yeah, like no, that's definitely happening because the players think the coaches are screwing around. Like they don't think that they're really trying to win and stuff. Like you just got torched by Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, good luck for the rest of the season, bro. Now you get to play uh, New England with AB.
Hey, Hollywood Brown looked good though.
Sure did. It's speed on that.
Um, so your favorite topic for the night,
Oh
the Dak
baby,
attack.
the Dak attack.
All right, 25 for 32, 405 yards,
Let me tell
four
you what.
touchdowns, and he threw it to everyone.
Let me
All
tell you what.
right, I'm surprised the left tackle ain't got 4 receptions for
Yes,
60 yards and a touchdown.
yes,
Okay,
he probably could have, okay, especially against that Giants defense. However, I know this is week one, and I know the Giants defense, and I know that they're in a completely rebuilding year, right? They're going to rebuild around Daniel Jones and Saquon and move forward for all eternity. I get that. But Dak has just shown me time and time again that this man is a franchise quarterback. He is a winner. He goes out there and he balls. And I was the biggest advocate this entire summer saying not worth 30 million, not worth 28, et cetera, et cetera. At this point, I don't care. Pay this man. Let him get him his bag.
Okay, well here's this. So I think he's going to get like 32 at least.
Oh yeah.
Do you think it is better? Because a lot of people are talking about this. Do you think it's better to pay him now, like get
Right.
this man extended tomorrow,
Right.
or
I
do you
so.
think it is better to, to get it done when you can get it done? Like, should Jerry Jones be in a hurry to get this deal done?
Think pay him now, and because I think it does two things. I think one, it gives Dak a sense of security, which
Right.
I don't know about you, but whenever I feel secure, like okay, I got a steady job or I'm steadily in school or something like that, and I know circumstances aren't going to like drastically change, barring an emergency for the next like 3 to 4 months or year, or however long it is. Like I feel I perform better, right? If I know that there's something kind of weird coming up, I don't really know what's happening. I start to get a little anxious. I start to kind of, get a little hesitant on certain things and making certain decisions because I don't know if I'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just it. Just depends on how the personality is. For me, I like feeling security and safety and knowing that I'm gonna have this thing, whatever it is that I got going on for. Right? I like that. That fits my personality. Dak, he seems to be fine no matter what. He's showing up to camp every single day. He hasn't missed a single game. He has started every single start that he could possibly have. He has gone out there and performed. Love the play calling now from Kelly. All for over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. He spread the ball to everybody. I think that's the second thing this can accomplish. I think you get him cheaper now than you could get him at the end of the year. Because at the end of the year, everything goes according to plan. Again, barring injuries, some kind of catastrophic meltdown, Stephen A. Smith continuing to put bad juju on us because he does every single year. Okay, I love the dude, but he's always talking bad. Just at some point, we're gonna mess up.
He hates the fans. He hates the fans.
Right. But I think you get him cheaper now than opposing to later on, say he gets a playoff win or two, or hopefully. Then he's going to be way more expensive at the end of the year when he says, hey, I want another 2 playoff games or another playoff game. I want 40.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what if that man can walk in a room and be like, we went to the Super Bowl. When's the last time you did that? Right? Like, when's the last time a quarterback did that for you? Exactly. And so, exactly. I think play calling is going to become our favorite word, Jackson, because you got the new offensive coordinator, we got the new offensive coordinator, and Mariota had a good game, like 250 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Tell, like with a new coordinator, like I could just tell watching the game, play calling was so much better, right? I think I saw one play. We had 4 different people go in motion before the snap, and it was like 7 seconds before the snap. I could count on one hand the amount of times we had one person go in motion all of last season at all. We just lined up and ran straight, and that was our play. Like, it's very vanilla, and I was sick and tired of it. We got to be able to change stuff up. So, I'm super excited this year because I saw like 4 different people. Hey, finally, we're
right. But what I was trying to say was like, Dak had a good day. Yeah. Both are quarterbacks that people outside of the organization, within the organization, both of them have been promoted as the franchise quarterback. This is who we want. This is who we want to keep. But outside of it, there have been people questioning their skills, questioning if they're really good quarterbacks, if they're franchise quarterbacks, if they can survive without a run game, if the only reason they win any games is because of like Derrick Henry or Zeke, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I think if you look, play calling plays a huge deal in it. Like, I know this is only week 1. I'm not saying Mariota and Dak are top 5 quarterbacks in the league or anything.
Right. I think you can say Dak's top 10.
I don't know. I'd have to think.
He's top 15 for sure, but
I ain't got the time to think. Anyway,
go ahead. Continue your thought.
I think that's gonna be our favorite word, man. So I think it's a big deal, and I think it's really going to change how people view our quarterbacks throughout the year.
Definitely. And the NFL is changing, and it has been changing. Even I can remember like this is a game, watching the game 10 years ago, right? It wasn't as pass heavy, and the play calling wasn't as intricate. Motion here to discover if they're man to man there, bring this guy across the field this way, have a guy come in motion, and then snap the ball as soon as he's right behind the quarterback so you can fake if he's run to the wide receiver, if pitch, if there's an option, like doing so many different things. And I heard some stuff today that I agree with. These quarterbacks are coming out into the league now, ready to play right away. There are so many quarterbacks. Talk about developmental structure from Pee Wee all the way through middle school and high school and college up into the pros. These guys are throwing from day one, right? And they're learning these offenses, learning the passing game option, and just like as NFL popularity has increased, at all levels has increased, talent level, training, play calling, it's all gotten so much better. And I freaking love this game, dude. My love for football is completely back. Okay, kind of iffy lately, but I am all in on this NFL season. I can't wait to watch every single game.
Same, it's awesome.
I love it. That was a rant.
So since we did talk about Mariota a little bit there.
Yeah.
So I want to bring this up, okay? And I'm not saying that Mariota is just as good or better than Carson Wentz, right? But I want you to listen to the words that are used, right?
Okay.
All right, so this is an NFL article. I forgot who it's by. I'm so sorry.
very, very good credit, Lucas. Yeah, we're tier one.
Well, I took a screenshot of it in passing as I was going through, and anyways, it's whatever. We'll do better next time. All right. So they said Wentz was brilliant, throwing for 313 yards and 3 touchdowns for 0 picks.
Brilliant.
Okay. 313 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah, that sounds like a great game.
Right? He had 40 passing attempts. All right, he had 40 passing attempts.
Yeah.
All right. Mariota was rock steady. That's all they said about him. The whole paragraph, you can't see it. It's a whole paragraph, covers up my whole screen about the Tennessee Titans offense. They said one thing about Mariota. They said rock steady. He was 248 yards. Okay. So he was about 60 yards less than Wentz. 3 touchdowns, just like Wentz. No interceptions, just like Wentz. Had 24 attempts.
24 attempts, yards, same touchdown. Rock steady.
He just rock steady. And so like there's such a stigma on the I just think there's a stigma on teams like the Titans that and on some of their players who and you've heard the players talk about it before, but I'm not saying that he's even a top 10 quarterback or a top 15, but I don't know how you can say that this person was brilliant, but then the other person was just like that was just their nice way of saying he was
He was meh. They're nice ways,
yeah.
and he had similar.
Yeah.
They're not based it off of stats. I mean, it's the other day. So you said, bro, they're just not, the team's not sexy, okay? Like Philly, they're sexy, right? The Cowboys, sexy. Tennessee, people don't even know who we are, man. Like, it is so, I mean, it is so true when you talk about a smaller market like Nashville, although it is up and coming. Okay, it is up and coming. Nashville is growing, right?
Most moved to city in the United States last year, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it's growing, and Titans are gaining in popularity, I think, and I really do hope so. But it's just like that's just how like the media is going to portray it, right? You're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, right? They won the Super Bowl in the past 5 years. They're relevant, and everybody's going to keep talking about popping them up, right? I was listening to the Bussin' with the Boys podcast. By the way, anybody here should definitely listen to the Boys.
Yeah,
awesome. Go subscribe to it. It is hilarious. It is definitely not like clean. It is 100% explicit, but I think it because
the boys.
listen to the boys, okay? Become a boy, get on the
Yes.
bus and listen. It is hilarious. And they were talking about that. They're like, yeah, man, that's the thing. It's like, you have to go out there when you get a Sunday night game, get a Thursday night game, you have to perform and you have to win so you can get more of those games and more people know your name and more people know. Just it's all an ecosystem there. But it's the NFL is a very what have you done for me lately business. And if you're not winning, nobody's gonna talk about you. That's just the way it is. But they did win and they did beat the Browns, and I was super surprised, although you did call it. People are gonna say, oh, the Browns had a bad game, Baker Mayfield's not up for this, and here we go, instead of how well the Titans play.
I've already seen, so on that safety, like, people are trying to blame so Baker has a bruised wrist now. All right, he practiced today. He's fine.
Yeah.
He just has a bruised wrist. On that safety, Cameron Wake sacked him. That's where he hurt his wrist. And then he played the rest of the game still. Like, he threw a touchdown in the second half still.
Yeah.
But 18 penalties, like, you just can't win with that. Like,
it's undisciplined. All that is.
Like I seen this thing the other day on Twitter, right? I'm scrolling through Twitter after the game, and it's like, so the Browns have gone after Marcus's knees twice. Okay, they got multiple roughing the passer calls. Kenny Vaccaro got kicked in the head by their defensive tackle, who came out and was like, "It looks worse than it is. I didn't mean to do that." If you watch the clip, you see him kick with his left foot first and miss, and then kick with his right foot.
He 300 him in the face. That's what he did.
Like, you got Garrett literally punching Delaney Walker in the face, and the only reason that he didn't technically punch him and he didn't get kicked out of the game is because they were blocking. Garrett got pissed, and he did this at him and hit him in the face. Like, this is all after the play.
Jeez.
So the only thing that happened was that his hand was already, because he was blocking his hand was already open, and he did this, right? So it was just like unnecessary roughness or some crap. He didn't get ejected or anything because he didn't punch him. And like the whole game just felt dirty. All the flags, all the holding calls.
From them, right? Surely they're not going to have games with 10 plus penalties, right?
It's up to Freddie Kitchens, I think. I think it's all a coaching problem. It's just like with Jacksonville. Like, Jacksonville's defense is just a mess. I can't stand them.
For sure.
They're playing with a rookie quarterback now.
Anyway, as we segue into another segment here, for the first time on the Go for Two podcast, I have for you, Lucas. I have a fan submitted question.
Okay? Oh God!
Fan submitted question or fan submitted topic. Okay, This is from Casey Crawford. Shout out to Casey. I know you're listening, man. He's hilarious, right? This dude does a lot of whole fishing videos and things like that. Talks like this sometimes. Hey, I love him to death. All right, but he wants to know, okay, Lucas, about your opinion about Tom Brady. Okay, he says we should talk about how Tom Brady is the icon quarterback and the only quarterback to have started a huge dynasty and seeking for the 7th ring. Do you think it's possible he can get number 7 this year?
Oh, for sure.
Also, a hot take.
Oh.
He says, and I want to hear what you agree with this. He says Tom Brady will have 500 passing yards this week.
Oh, for sure.
You take it 500?
The only thing that won't get him 500, in my opinion, the only thing that won't get him 500 is if they get up early and just commit to the run against the Dolphins, right? Just to get the game over with. Or if they pull Tom Brady out in like the third quarter.
Right, because they don't need him there anymore.
Yeah, like all right, buddy, we're up by 4 touchdowns. You can pop a squat and it's halftime.
Yeah, go ahead over there.
Like, you're good for the rest of the game. You want to put some jogging pants and, maybe some basketball shorts or something on, you just...
Real, I do think, though, even if they're up by 4 touchdowns at the half, it's all likelihood they will be. I do think they make AB play the rest of the game. Get him involved in the...
Oh, for sure. AB needs to play the full game. It's a great game to get him in. But, I mean, did you see them? Did you see Brady? Like when I think, what was it they said about Wentz? I read it off a second ago. Was it brilliant or excellence or whatever? They're using big words like that, right? I think of Tom Brady's performance last week when I think of brilliant, right? Like, I don't think
Absolutely.
Carson Wentz going like 20 for 40 or 24 for 40, whatever it was, and throwing 3 touchdowns against the Redskins who almost beat them, which is a joke, right?
Right. That's
I
not
don't think of
brilliant.
that like, oh, all-star performance by Carson Wentz, like MVP, like even though he did, if he looked like MVP in the second half, the first half he didn't. I'm looking at the game as a collective whole.
Yeah, got you.
Tom Brady came out and dominated the full game, right?
He really did.
Like the whole time, like he was good, and he is the GOAT. I
Absolutely
don't
go.
know. I know we will not live to see anyone else that is better than him, right?
I don't think so. I think we got to see the
And
greatest quarterback.
and Belichick, his defense looked amazing the other night. He said he's got the most athletic team he's ever had, and I'm just looking at this and I'm like, you got AB now. You have more wide receiver options than you've probably ever had. You've got good halfbacks.
Yeah, halfback
Literally
like
all 3 of them. Literally all 3 of them did good.
yes.
And then you're just like
Gronk
they'll
might come
probably
back.
win the Super Bowl this year. Like Gronk's not coming back. He already came out and said that even if Brady called him and asked him, he ain't gonna come back. And they don't need him to.
They really don't need him to. Yeah, their receiving core is as diverse and as talented as he's ever had, right? Because Tom Brady's like he's let a bunch of no names. Now he has AB, which by the way, what do you think to this? I also heard sometime this week, Patriots picking up AB is directly correlated to their win over Kansas City last year, your loss. It is a move by Belichick saying he does not, if he gets in a shootout, he doesn't want to lose the game because he didn't have one more weapon over the top.
Mm-hmm.
No, do you agree with that sentiment?
I can feel that. You want to go on, or did we answer all the questions?
Kind of, but he was saying that Tom Brady be the icon quarterback. We definitely agree with that.
Oh yeah.
Tom Brady being the only quarterback that has started a huge dynasty. What do you
What other quarterback can you think of that's won
think? Huge
Super Bowls
dynasty?
with the best
I can't
and
think.
won Super Bowls with the lowest of the low?
I can't.
Like,
Yeah, I can't think of another quarterback that throughout 20 years has been as great as he.
no, I think when you think dynasty, you think Tom Brady and the Patriots. You don't
Yeah, that is the
like
dynasty.
that's yeah,
I mean, because
it's
like you
definitely
have
the
the
best there.
Steelers in what '70s, right? Winning. Have the Cowboys '90s. Yeah, you got the 49ers in the '80s, late '90s. And they won 5 over those. But Brady, just absolutely, just year in and year out, the way he approaches the game, the way he trains, the way he holds all of his players accountable. Him and Bill Belichick, who is he's the emperor. Okay, Bill Belichick is the emperor from Star Wars. Him and his hoodie, I'm convinced, and he just controls everything. So, yeah, just the way that Brady has played throughout 20 years, consistently. Okay, and as soon as you give him a weapon like Randy Moss, he pops out for 50 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's just like I would not be surprised if Tom Brady won the MVP this year.
He looks good, man.
Like
He looks good. Like
halfway through the season,
his throwing motion was good. Was tight. The velocity was there. I couldn't tell he was 42.
defies all age.
He is a mystical one. Anyway,
That's it.
thank you, Casey, for the fan submitted question, the fan topic. Be sure to keep doing those.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. If you guys have a question or a topic, be sure to follow us on Twitter at. We have our Twitter set up, right?
Yes, Twitter set up, and it is Go for Two Podcast.
Yeah, at Go for Two Podcast. Be sure to leave a question there. Follow either of us on Twitter. I'm at Coach Jack, at Lego Echo 4 for Lucas. Yeah, I like doing those. Those are fun. Or if you know me personally or know Lucas personally, text us. We'll shout you out on the show. But
also
anyway, that was fun.
Comments on YouTube or on any of our other podcast outlets. Leave reviews. Tell us what you think. If you leave a 5-star review, then we'll put you at the tippity top.
Hit
All
me
right.
top. We'll read you out on the show.
Yeah. We'll read you out first.
What's next?
So going in the next, we did talk about AB a little bit to the Patriots, but we got to talk about the AB drama, bro. This guy's a clown, and he got his way. All right, he's
Absolute clown.
he's a sad little boy. Okay, but he got what he wanted, and it's upsetting. It's like, I feel like I'm in Walmart, right? I cannot stand going to Walmart and there's that little kid who is just screaming and yelling about a toy or whatever, and their parents just la da da, just ignoring it. I don't know how they're shutting it out, but by God, I'm not. My ears are bleeding. Okay, and I hate it. I can't stand it. All right, you need to take your child somewhere.
Yeah.
Do something about it. That's your job as a parent. Your job as a football player is to play football. You're not a clown, okay?
Yeah. I can tell you're very heated about this. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like everything that he did with Oakland, okay, the whole like the cryotherapy thing, the helmet drama. I can't believe at 2 weeks.
Which now he's blaming. Yeah.
Yeah, where we had to talk about a freaking helmet.
Yeah, he's blaming. I'm sorry. He's literally blaming the team over the helmet thing.
But the team backed him up.
It's exactly.
The team backed him up on the helmet thing. Then he gets into a shouting match, a physical altercation with his general manager. So much so
for that.
So much so that the team, his own teammates, right, had to hold him back from assaulting his general manager. Have you ever heard of anything like that in professional sports ever?
No, and like people are like, oh, this is he's like Randy Moss. No.
Yeah, no. I don't want to hear T.O.
Way worse.
I don't want to hear Randy Moss. I don't want to hear Ocho Cinco. Any of those divas mentioned in the same breath as AB. AB literally threw a fit, right? But because he's so talented, he got what he wanted. But the Patriots didn't have to give up anything to get him. They didn't have to give up a pick. They didn't have to give up any draft picks at all. Players. They just signed him because why not? And
I'm gonna lay this out.
Go ahead. Lay it out for me.
I'm gonna lay this out for you because I need to know if you think this is a conspiracy theory going on here.
I've heard about these,
and there's a lot of people that believe this, right? All right, So I'll lay it out. So starts having problems with Big Ben and everything, right? And I'm sure as a Pittsburgh player, like he's thinking that they're never going to get over the Patriots. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Comes time to trade him. The Patriots offered up a first and a second round pick to get AB. Steelers didn't want to, you're not going to give that to your like main rival when it comes to your chances of making it into a Super Bowl. Like who always stops you? Like you're looking at the Patriots. So they traded him to Oakland instead.
Right, a team that might get 5 wins.
So the idea is that his agent, who is very close to the Patriots, had a little conversation with Belichick, just like, hey, man, like, well, he'll get traded away. He's on Oakland now. He's got this contract. But if my guy really wants to be with you and he can find a way to get off this team, would you want him? And then Belichick's just going to be like,
hypothetically.
Yeah, hypothetically, we're open to it. So he goes to he acts like a clown. He throws a fit, gets what he wants, gets traded. Acts like a clown, throws a fit with the Raiders. Blamed his team over the helmet. Blamed the Raiders over the fines and everything, and saying that like that was their fault and everything. Like that is your fault. Like the rules. This is the NFL. You are professional.
Yeah.
And
causes so many problems just to get dropped.
Causes problems and then celebrates and releases it on Instagram and everything. And then immediately it's signed by the Patriots.
10 minutes later. Yeah.
With an awesome deal, right? Everyone's like, oh, it's the $30 million deal or whatever that he wanted. Okay. His second year is a team option for $20 million.
Yeah. And he got $9 million to sign.
Yeah, but they don't even have to take that second year. That second year, like it's a team option. The Patriots don't even have to take it. And there's all kinds of incentives work in. Like this is just classic Belichick. Like it's such a smart move. Dude's got arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL now, and he didn't have to give up anything. You've got all your draft picks. Screwed another team out of theirs. But like this
it seems like that would be like a Belichick thing, right?
Well, this is literally just free cash. Like it's just like, hey, we got some money left over here. Like we got some money left over this year. we'll play him for a year. If things are great, awesome. We'll find a way to make it work.
Yeah.
If things aren't, deuces.
Yeah.
Like you're on us for 1 year.
Yeah. I mean, it's classic Belichick, classic Patriots, right? You're going to fall in line. You're going to play the Belichick way. You're going to play the Patriot way. You're going to buy into the system. You're going to leave, right? How many wide receivers do we see, even just like divas in general, go to the Patriot and put up their action? You don't hear from them at all the rest of the year. I can think of Ocho Cinco being one. He wasn't a diva anymore. He went in and he fell in line. Okay, Randy Moss was a premium citizen. He went to New England. So it's like you go to New England and you play well and you perform. You don't get rid of you, right? It is like the premier organization in the NFL right now.
Do you think it's his plan? Because there are people, and Stephen A. Smith was very mad about this because you're showing other people that it's okay to act like this, and it's not. It's unprofessional.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Do you think this was his plan? Because if it was, like, there are literally people that are like players in the NFL that are sitting back and they're like, "Wow, like this guy got exactly what he wanted."
Why shouldn't I do that?
Yeah. So why shouldn't everyone else? Why shouldn't Melvin Gordon just hold out until he gets traded or whatever, and then can go wherever he wants? Why shouldn't Le'Veon Bell like why shouldn't he have done that? Like in his head right now, he probably thinks, "Oh, that's not the worst." Like even though he pooped on his team too.
Yeah, it's the sad thing is, and it is incredibly sad that we're at a point in the NFL in general where I can hear something like this and think it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
That is incredibly sad to me because you think of professional athletes, you think of them as role models, you think heroes for some people, right? Inspiration to get out of bad situations, inspiration to be, if you are good enough and you work your tail off, you can get yourself out of any situation that you want to, right? Literally the American dream personified in the NFL,
Mm-hmm.
right? But now it seems like Antonio Brown, possibly some other people like him, all into are going to think of Antonio Brown as their hero, as their inspiration, and they're going to see how he's acting and say, "Oh, tell me all I have to do is throw a hissy fit and cause enough problems for people. But if I'm talented enough, no one's going to care, and I can just get what I want anyway."
Mm-hmm.
That's literally the message that he's sending. And what's incredibly sad to think that a role model, a hero for somebody, is not by him saying it with his words, almost, although he pretty much is. He, from YouTube and from his Instagram, being excited to be released from the race, saying it with his own mouth. This is how you should act. Because at the end of the day, I'm AB, and I'm coming to practice on a hot air balloon, and I get what I want.
Yeah. Well, I would love to say that if it doesn't work out with the Patriots, that it's not going to work out anywhere else. But he's just so good that there's going to be the next guy in line that's like, "Oh, I can handle him." The next guy in line, "Oh, I can make him mind. I can make him." No, like this is a little kid. He's a clown.
Yeah.
And I do not believe that this type of behavior has a place in the NFL.
I completely agree with you. I'll tell you what. Did you hear? Also, by him uploading that clip of him, John Gruden, onto YouTube, there's a California state law that you can't secretly record conversations without consent of both parties.
So his
I don't know if that's going to get pursued, but I doubt it because I think John Gruden just wants to.
Well, AB's producer came out and said that that Gruden gave Antonio Brown permission to do that, but the producer doesn't you don't really know. Like the guy that made that video for him, like AB could just be blowing smoke up your rear end. He does.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I really do believe there is no room for that kind of behavior. It's sad that just because he's so talented, he's going to get what he wants, but I think it's going to work out with the Patriots. Why? Because Steelers players, other players have come out and they said, Antonio Brown is the best person to have on your team. Things are going great. Going well. Happy to be there. He's showing up. He's working his tail off. He's going to be the best Antonio Brown that he can. right? As soon as a bump in the road hits, he said, "You don't know how," or he's saying, like, you don't know how many things up in Pittsburgh, all the fits and all the like the clownness that was Antonio Brown, right? But when we were winning and getting to the playoffs, he was fine. So, and the Patriots avoid Pittsburgh 33-3, seem to have their best defense they've had in 10 years. Oh, by the way, they have Josh Gordon, who seems to be unguardable, Julian Edelman, who's an absolute animal, 3 running backs that can honestly put the position to start for probably any other NFL team than the top 5 running backs in the league.
Seems like and Philip Dorsett?
Yeah, Dorsett as well.
2 touchdowns.
And you add AB to that, and you have the GOAT, Mr. 6 Rings, taking snaps. Seems like things are going to be going well in New England. So I had to put my money on it. I feel like we really won't be hearing much out of AB. Just going to sit. He's going to put his head down. But it really is sad that I can answer your question. It's sad to say it's possible.
So
I want to put it back.
On to
that's breaking so much tampering. it's so many rules that just breaking in the end.
On to our next one, right here. By the way, the Seahawks were also in on negotiations with Antonio Brown when he got released, but they didn't get him. That would have been cool to see. Anyways.
Actually, no. I want to keep them out of the NFC, okay? My Cowboys need to actually get somewhere,
That's
okay?
Right. That's right.
Get up out of here. You deal with them.
I'm still, like, there were people before the games the other day, like, on the NFL Live or whatever, game day, whatever. I don't even care because they just get on my nerves, right? And there's people saying that, like, Cleveland and Seattle's going to make the Super Bowl. And I'm just sitting here like, you do this for a living. This is your job. Like, who's going to beat Seattle? Falcons, Vikings, Bears, Packers. If any of them make the playoffs, I would expect them to beat Seattle. You know? Rams, Cowboys, Eagles. Like, Seattle is just not up there. And then I also think the Browns, 18 penalties, right? I got too much to worry about right now.
Get them up
right? They can't beat them. They can't even, like, get over themselves.
They got to beat themselves.
So Monday night game, Texans Saints was absolutely crazy. Me and you sat here and watched it together.
So much fun.
So
side note, first time on a Monday Night Football, I saw a random statistic. Anyway, it was absolutely bonkers.
ESPN Next Gen Stats, like.
Yeah, that's what that was, bro. I was like,
this is the first time that a blue leaf has ever landed on the field during a Monday Night Football game. Like,
true.
Okay.
No matter what, the ending was absolutely insane.
Yeah, crazy.
Refs missed 2 key penalties again.
Saints can't catch a break, bro. There was people in the stands that actually had referee jerseys on.
I saw that.
Awesome. I thought it was hilarious.
I go back and I watch that play from last year, and I'm like, how?
Oh, so many.
How? It's been like 9 months, but how? Like, oh my god.
Well, you know, the NFL came out and apologized for it and everything last year.
Took them a
long. So the game was crazy. I watched First Take this morning, and Max Kellerman on First Take, and they were talking about the Monday night game and all that. And he says that Deshaun Watson's offensive line will get way better, which I think allowed like 6 sacks. Couple on Tunsil allowed a couple. I understand they're new and they're a little young. It's whatever. He says that their line will get way better. The Texans will make the playoffs and make a huge, strong push into the playoffs. And he says that Deshaun Watson will eclipse Drew Brees this season.
Eclipse in terms of passing yardage, passing touchdowns, farther in the playoffs. What does exactly mean by eclipse?
I think he just means that, like, next year at the beginning of the year when we're looking at it and we're going through who are the best quarterbacks, you're going to rank Deshaun Watson above Drew Brees.
Oh, my. Take.
not like
Stephen
all
A.
time.
Blasphemous!
He was upset, man.
How dare
Stephen A.
he
was
be
upset.
so disrespectful to that man, Drew Brees? Drew Brees can come in here with a walker. Okay, he can show up to the field with a walker and the little tennis balls on the end for better traction. Okay, he could show up there on an NFL field, and nobody but the GOAT himself, Mr. Brady, can call themselves a better quarterback. I am blasphemous. I'm done. What? What, Max? Are you kidding me?
Crazy, absolutely crazy. Like, I couldn't. I just like. Does that mean that if Deshaun Watson throws for 30 touchdowns and 5,000 yards, and then Drew Brees throws for 4,800 yards and 26 touchdowns, that like next year you're sitting here and you're like, Deshaun Watson has eclipsed Drew Brees? Like, no, I don't care. Like, even
Yeah,
if the
like there's a
stats are
lot
better,
more that goes into being back more than even just more of the stats, right? Drew Brees
yeah,
is a
I
better.
don't.
Like I get that Deshaun Watson is coming to his own here. He's playing well. Okay, he played incredible last night, especially against over him. Okay, made some really big time throws, time moment. Okay, he played very well, and he might eclipse Brees in terms of stats or maybe even terms of like ranking. But and even when it goes down to all time, unless Deshaun Watson wins, I'm not going to say Deshaun Watson's a better quarterback than the simple fact that Brees has shown, at least for right now, has shown a lot more tangible, literally leading a city, leading a team, just being the face of New York, right? And I'm not saying that Deshaun Watson can never hit that, but when he goes and wins a Super Bowl, then we'll have a talk, okay? Then we'll have a conversation. When he becomes the face of the franchise,
What if they win the Super Bowl this year?
if they win the Super Bowl this year, why will I rank him above Brees?
And I'm not talking about
Yeah.
all time, because it's hard to beat Drew Brees all time, right?
Okay.
And it will
We're just
forever
talking
be
about
hard.
like 20.
We're talking about next season, like Peyton's last season. Like, you could
Okay.
look at Peyton and you could be like he is not as good
He's not at prime
as
Peyton, right? Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Like that's
As long
like.
as
Do you
it's not
think?
all time yet.
No, we're talking about like at the start of next year. Like,
Yeah.
you're sitting here and you're like, who's going to be the best quarterbacks this year? You gonna put
If he goes
Deshaun
win the
Watson
Super Bowl,
over Brees?
then okay, yeah. If he goes win the Super Bowl, yeah, I can see that.
I still don't think you can say anything, even if he wins the Super Bowl.
Who's
I don't
like
care.
who's a better quarterback?
Yeah, I don't.
More. Would have more, or right?
Well, like,
But because it just here's the thing. It's like it depends. Like Brees, he's kind of getting up in age, but I think he's not this year. Maybe another year, another two.
yeah, I don't. Every week, we're gonna look at the games, and next year, I don't think, as long as Drew Brees is playing, I don't think there will ever be a time or a week
Yeah.
in football that you can that you'll be able to look at it and be like, wow, Deshaun Watson was a better quarterback this week. Like, because it's Drew Brees. Like, at the end of the day, it's Drew Brees.
It's Drew Brees. Yeah, I mean you're right.
Like,
100%.
he was
I
so
even if
good
he
the
wins
other
a Super
night.
Bowl this year, I still think back on mechanics and knowledge and how he approaches the game, preparation, everything. I'm sure Deshaun Watson he can be an all-time great talent if these right player, but Brees is. Ooh, quick question. So we're talking about Brady, right? Where do you rank? Say what it's all right. Say Brees doesn't win. Where would you put Brees in terms?
So I got Brady and then I got Manning.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Elway's in a.
I think Drew Brees is going to win another Super Bowl before he leaves.
I think so. You this year.
Yeah. It just, I don't know. Isn't Drew Brees like the all-time leader for passing yards in a season?
I think he's all passing. Ass Manning?
I think you still, yeah,
Passing yards.
I think he is. I think you still got to
Execution
put
yards,
Breeze third. I think you got to put Breeze third. Honestly, like just.
You think that we, as our generation,
I'm sorry. What?
you think that as a generation,
Well, you're a millennial. I'm a Gen Z.
you think that us as friends, okay, in our age group, age bracket, grew up watching the top three?
Yeah.
Brady Manning.
Maybe not ever. You gotta look at Patrick Mahomes. If he plays the way he's playing now
He's gonna be good for the next
10 years.
Yeah.
You know, like
I,
Russell Wilson. If Russell Wilson gets a team around him, I think he can make some stuff happen if he's here for a long time. I think you have to take longevity into it. And when I think of quarterbacks that have played for forever, I think Brett Favre, I think Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Drew Brees. Like,
yeah.
And Brett Favre is up there. I'm not a huge Montana fan. Like,
Yeah.
I love Brett Favre and Peyton and Brady and Brees, all amazing.
Guys who grew up watching. I mean, it might be a
Yeah,
generational thing for us.
We're definitely biased, but I think if you look at like all of their work, their body of work, that like
Yeah, and as the game has evolved,
the game, and people always bring that up, like, oh, it's a passing league now, so they pass the ball way more.
Gonna be better.
Well, I think number one, like, there's more times that they can make mistakes, but I don't want to base it on that. I also want to base it on the fact that defenses are also getting crazier. Like, I'm watching, like, Dean Pease, amazing defensive coordinator, was with the Ravens for forever. Now he's with the Titans. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm looking. We got our defensive tackle, Daquan Jones, dropping back into coverage, right? And he's lined up like he's about to go in, and our cornerbacks drop back like he's going to sit in coverage, and instead our cornerback blitzes and our defensive tackle drops back into coverage and covers Landry. What?
I saw that play.
And so I'm just, it's just hard.
I feel you. I definitely think,
Yeah. All right. Anyways, we're not here to debate quarterbacks.
No, we're not. We just kind of get.
So next, our last thing before we get into our recap of our last week pick'ems and all of that.
Okay.
So NFL power rankings, and you were wanting to talk about Cowherd's top 10 also. So I'll let you do his top 10, and I will do the NFL power rankings. Their top 10 is the New England Patriots, Kansas City, New Orleans Saints, Los Angeles Rams, Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys at 6, Los Angeles at 7, the Chargers, Baltimore Ravens at 8, Minnesota Vikings at 9, and Green Bay Packers at 10. I disagree with this list. All right.
Do you? Okay.
I have my top 10, but you can give your top 10 that you got here first.
This top 10, Mr. Even just from that he does have the Ravens, and he still have and number one.
Real quick, sorry, I do want to butt in and say that I do not like this guy. I am not a fan of this man.
Sorry, guys.
Jackson doesn't know how to work his phone, apparently.
Oh, I do.
But I don't like how he goes about stuff. Like, I don't like some of the takes he has. To me, some of the stuff that I've heard through social media and whatnot, clips. I don't watch a show a lot because I don't like him, but I do see clips of him and stuff on Twitter all the time.
Yeah.
And so I feel like he just goes off. I feel like he doesn't necessarily watch a lot of football, but he sees a bunch of stats. Like I'm sure he watches a lot of football, but he also I feel like he reads into stats too much sometimes. Um and so anyways, you're good now, so you got this. I
Yeah.
also think he's kind of a douche.
Number one, he has the New England Patriots. Surprise, surprise. Right. 2, Kansas City Magic. 3, Philly. Okay, so he has Philly ranked higher than our ranking. Number 4, he has the Cowboys. Okay, I think that's the first time I've seen the Cowboys ranked in any top 5.
Yeah, it's because this guy just wants views, bro, and the best way to do that is put America's teams top, number 4. It's whatever,
Number
fake.
5, he's got the 6. He has Minnesota. 7, he 8. He has Green. 9, Texans. He doesn't have New Orleans. Top 10. That was gonna Lucas.
Did you say he didn't have New Orleans in the top 10? But he put the Texans, who just lost, whose quarterback was walking around holding his back because his offensive line is garbage.
Yes. He says he feels like the. Those of you who are listening right now and not. Lucas is absolutely flabbergasted and just staring straight into the. He is beyond disgusted.
I don't understand. I thought winning meant something in the NFL, but apparently someone you know what? I thought that the Steelers were going to win, but they didn't. So they're obviously not as good as the Patriots. Like that's how this works, Like
Was complete surprise. And I like a lot of this. How it says, I myself. This top 10, I don't buy. As a Cowboy fan, I don't buy it. Top 10, I think is nice, right? Maybe a top 8. That, but top 4.
after seeing their offense, honestly, I thought Trubisky would come out and he would be better than he was, but he was nothing. Okay, so here's my top 10. You ready? I can't put Atlanta up there either because they don't have a run game.
Get on me.
Number 1, I got the Patriots.
I think everybody has, especially with them.
Number 2, I got the Saints. They have a run game. They have wide receivers. They have a defense.
And their coach.
Find a hole.
And their coach.
It's so good. I think he's kind of underrated sometimes.
So underrated. I
don't think people ever talk about him about being the best all the time.
Yeah, 3 best coaches in the league right now: Bill Belichick, Sean Payton.
I'm trying to think. Andy Reid probably, yeah. I feel that. I used to really like Pete Carroll. He just don't have.
Yeah, Pete Carroll. He's top 10 coach.
Really good.
He's top 10 coach. I put Mike Tomlin as top 10 coach.
Number 2, I got the Saints. Right?
Yeah.
Number 3, I got the Chiefs.
Easy.
I don't know how you can't put the Chiefs top 3. You got the reigning MVP. You got a halfback that can run.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill's hurt. Sammy Watkins does not care. Okay?
That man is watching. Sammy Watkins could not be stopped.
He had a really good game. Number 4, I got the Rams. Honestly, I wanted to put them lower. I feel like their run game was non-existent. Todd Gurley is not Todd Gurley, or he at least was not last week. Yeah. And so, and I also don't in this whole new Andy Reid offensive genius. I'm not 100% convinced that the Rams and their staff are just all offensive geniuses like everyone else. Right. Cowboys number 5.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry. I put the Rams above you. I didn't want to, but I had to just because on the off chance that like y'all play them and they score 60 on you.
You know, that's entirely possible. Aaron Donald wreck our offense. We have a better running back.
Almost. I wanted to put the Rams in the top 5D, but couldn't do it considering they also almost lost. Number 6, I got the Eagles. I thought that was a bit much too because they almost lost, but I feel like week 1 and like the Redskins came to play. But at the same time, it's super spooky that like that can happen. I don't see the Eagles winning their division. But if Carson Wentz can be MVP, Carson Wentz, and Deshaun Jackson's putting on shows weekly, they're going to be scary, right? I got the Vikings at number 7. I really like the Vikings this year. I really do. And they played excellent football the other day. I mean, why throw the ball if you can run it? You're taking time off the clock. You're protecting the football, and your defense is just going crazy, right?
Keep running it, run it.
4 sacks, 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, and a block, right? Like your team is blowing on all cylinders right here.
That is going to be.
Yeah, I can't wait for them to lose to Green Bay. Number 8, I still have the Steelers.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
They lost to Pittsburgh.
I still think.
Or they lost to. Sorry, they lost to the Patriots. I don't see like Pittsburgh's not in the top 10 in the NFL Power Rankings or Cowherds.
Oh, but last week
And yeah, and they're like they definitely did not show up, but they're still a scary team.
the week 1 is not going to.
Number 9, I have the Titans.
Hit it.
I
Titans.
I hated to put them up there, but I'm thinking people are throwing the Packers in there. I think the Titans are better than the Packers. People, like the Chargers. I got the Chargers at 10. I think the Titans are better than the Chargers. When I look at the Chargers, they lost Melvin Gordon. Their run game's not as strong. They can still dump it off to Eckler, who got me 30 fantasy points. They can do that all day. I don't care because he's going to get touchdowns. He's going to do him. But I think the Titans should have beat them last year if we would have gone into overtime. Sadly, our coach decided to go for 2, which was a strong play because he's got some testicles. But we didn't get the 2-point conversion. So I think the Titans are better than the Chargers, and I think our team has gotten better over the offseason, and I don't necessarily think their team has gotten too much better considering they went overtime against the Colts, even though it was week 1, which Kobe Brissett, who the Titans play this week. We will get into that next. But so Patriots, Saints, Chiefs, Rams, Cowboys, Eagles, Vikings, Steelers, Titans.
I like that. I agree with that. I think so. Houston up. Right.
No Houston up there because I think their offensive line is a huge weakness. Also, the run game's not as strong.
Yeah.
Like all of these teams can run the ball.
Okay,
That's
I can
my
agree with
thing.
that list. Like it.
You good with that?
Ready to get into our week?
I was about to ask, you got anything else before we get into the games of the week?
I don't, man. Ready to recap last week because I was dominant.
You were so upset.
And
so,
I'm ready to get into next week.
So before last week, I was winning. I was 1-1. He was 0-2. We didn't do a lot of picks the first time. But since NFL started, we did 7 games last week. And just to recap, we did 2 college games and we did 5 NFL games. We did LSU versus Texas. LSU won. We did Texas A&M versus Clemson. Clemson won. We had Packers at Bears. The Packers won that. Titans versus Browns. Titans won. We had Cowboys and Giants. Cowboys won. Steelers and Patriots. Patriots won. And we had Texans and Saints. The Saints won. So coming up at the beginning of this week, I am 4-5. Jackson is 6-3. Which is real upsetting.
Went 6-1 this week. My only game that I did not pick correctly was agreed.
I went 3 and 4.
Undefeated NFL.
Yeah. I might have stretched a little bit. I'm stretching again this week too,
Yeah, I'm
though.
down to stretch. Stretching's fun.
You ain't
Stretching's fun.
expecting it.
Okay,
All
hit me.
right.
Hit me. What are our
I got
games?
some stuff in here. All right, so we're not doing any college games this week
No top
because
25
there's
matchup.
there's no like top 25 matchups that we really wanted to see or any games out of that, honestly.
Yeah.
And we like the NFL more, so we're doing 4 NFL games. Thursday night football, Buccaneers at the Panthers. Who you got?
I got Carolina.
I got the same thing.
Yeah, I don't believe in Jameis Winston. Yes, their defense played well last week. I think Cam's going to come out and have a much better game.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Everything you said. Panthers win. So we got our hometown games. I have the Titans versus the Colts first. Who you got?
Ooh.
This is the Colts. Marlon Mack ran for like 170 yards.
Yeah.
I think he got a couple of touchdowns.
I'm going to ride your wave, okay, because I think week 1 was a huge win. Tennessee. I think they're going to ride that momentum. I think they came out and they punched Cleveland in the mouth. They're back in a couple. Hype, they're ecstatic, they're ready to go. Jacoby Brissett, the Colts did lose their last week. Maybe he's not as confident. I got Tennessee.
All right. I actually have the Colts beating the Titans.
Hold up. You're going to pick Colts. You're going to pick against your hometown team. I thought that was a rule. We couldn't pick against them. I thought you had to have your backtracking. I thought you said they were going to beat everybody.
Look. I said they'd go 12-4. I didn't say that.
Podcast. This dude was saying, "Oh, you're backpedaling. This dude's backpedaling, right?" I just want.
I'm not backpedaling. There's never a single time that I said that the Titans would sweep the Colts. I hope they will. I would love it, but I have them picked.
You're being so safe.
When I did my stuff, I have them splitting. Okay.
Well, I will have faith in your team.
Okay.
I will have faith in you.
Well, I got the Colts winning because the Titans are notorious for just winning huge games, like beat the Patriots, and then we're going to turn around and we're going to lose to the Bills because we drop a touchdown pass at the end of the game. Like, that's Titans football. That's what we do.
I cannot.
I hate it.
You voted against me.
Look at me.
I'm looking at you.
My brain says Colts, but my heart says.
Come on, dude. You're giving that answer. What a cop out, dude. This dude said my heart says Titans. Next pick. Who's next?
Cowboys at the Redskins. It is
I'm
going to
show some hometown love and pick my boy.
Yo, okay. I got them winning too. Okay.
Hey, there you go.
I got the Cowboys winning. You're playing the Redskins. You're not playing the Colts.
True. Got destroyed by the Colts.
So look. I think the Titans will win, but for the sake of the picks, right? I'm playing the picks. I'm playing this game. I'm trying to catch up. All right. I gotta do something different here. Okay. I gotta do some stuff. And so I got the Sunday night football, Eagles at the Falcons.
Ooh.
Go.
Philly. I don't want to root.
Yeah.
My heart says, my head says Philly. Okay, I'm gonna pull that on you because I really need Philly to lose a dang game. But Carson Wentz, Sean Jackson, yeah, I think great team right now. We'll see.
All right.
You got.
And then our Monday night game is the Browns at the Jets. Oh, sorry. I have the Eagles too.
Okay, you got the Eagles. You said Browns at the Jets?
Yeah, Browns and the Jets for our Monday night game. It's gonna be a boring day.
Who are you picking?
I gotta pick the Browns. You're playing the Jets, bro. They lost to the Bills last week.
Yeah, but the Jets are at home.
Weren't the Jets at home last week?
You're right. Cleveland. Pick the Browns. I'll pick the Browns. I look for them to have a comeback. If they can't come back, have a comeback week, Baker Mayfield off again. Their season is chalked.
Right. And I also do want to let you know that CJ Mosley is hurt. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that plays a big. Cleveland. OBJ won't have the watch on. He'll catch a ball.
No, he's still wearing the watch. He said he's still going to wear the watch.
Fight being fun again, probably.
Yeah, so I do want to go through some injuries. You know, Baker Mayfield hurt his wrist.
Yeah.
C.J. Mosley was ruled out against the Bills after suffering a groin injury in the fourth quarter. Quentin Williams, also with the Jets, had an ankle injury. Patrick Mahomes was hurt. He got shaken up, but he came back. Tyreek
Ankle.
Hill, yeah, Tyreek Hill, shoulder injury,
That's a big. That's
right?
a big.
Yeah, he's expected. There's going to do an update sometime this week on him, but he's expected not really to come back for a
Yeah.
while, I think. Jacksonville, of course, lost Nick Foles. That's a huge deal. He supposed to be back for the second half of the season or
I
the
feel so
last
bad for
quarter.
him. Went
Yeah,
off. He got his
that
own
really
team.
sucks.
He got his contract.
And
He's ready
did
to
good.
play.
Threw a nice touchdown.
Yeah, he's not playing pretty well. Especially against a good.
Um,
I feel bad for the guy
yeah.
and for the storylines
Also,
it takes away from the rest.
100%. He broke his clavicle. That's what Nick Foles did. Quincy Williams with Jacksonville suffered a knee injury. For Washington, Jonathan Allen and Caleb Brantley both hurt their ankles. Albert Wilson with Miami, calf injury against the Ravens. Miami's garbage, so it's probably good for him. I shouldn't have said that.
That's
It's
so
terrible.
messed up.
Eric Weedle left Sunday's game and did not return due to a head laceration. Um, Minnesota Vikings cornerback was ruled out versus the Falcons with an elbow injury, dislocated elbow. So not long term, so that's good. Malik Jackson, defensive tackle with Philly, was carted off. You know that, so that sucks. No update on him. Tevin Coleman, he was their starter while McKisson's been hurt for the 49ers, and he was rolled out with an ankle injury. Also, Joe Mixon, who was like the AFC leading rusher last year with Cincinnati's hurt, and Mike Williams with the Chargers is hurt.
Dang, well, back on the field soon. Really feel bad for Nick Foles and Tyreek Hill, those being the two longer term injuries. Tyreek Hill being the threat. Nick Foles having his own. Kind of with Jacksonville, but it's looking real good for the Titans in the division, isn't it?
It is, man. I don't want to say that like, oh, like Tennessee has to win now because Jacoby Brissett could just take off and Watson's doing his thing, but it's open. AFC South is
I still
wide open.
For the record, I do think I do think Tennessee cross if they had Nick Foles or not. Hopefully he. I would love to see that.
I'm really thinking about changing my pick now, but I'm not going to because I'm playing the game. All right, I'm not playing with my heart. I'm trying to be smart here because me and you have the same pick for everything except for the Titans.
Your Titans win the game. There's going to be that little. Gosh dang it! If I had just gone with my heart and picked my Titans, I would have one win in this.
But if the Colts win, then I will gain a whole game on you.
Feel ashamed. Feel ashamed. That's how you're going to feel when your home team loses. A little bit of satisfaction. Your home team loses.
I'll be crying as I add that one tally marker onto my W.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, Mr. Lucas, you got anything else for us?
That's it. My great book of knowledge has been extinguished. That's all I got. That's all I got for this week. I'm trying to think. You said something about a bet earlier, I do believe. Do you have any? I don't remember.
Either. Although I do an update on my bet with the Cardinals. Should have won. Wait.
Yeah, the Cardinals tied.
I have them winning 4 games this year. I don't know if they're going to hit it now. Lucas is going to be getting a team hat or something.
For the Cardinals, it is a team hat. We have nothing on the Titans making a Super Bowl bet, and we have nothing on the Packers top 5 defense bet.
Are out.
Yo, you said Kenny Stills surpassed 500 yards. That man caught a nice pass the other day.
He sure did. I bet you're. He starts approaching for. Going to be like, gotta get Jackson.
Yeah. So real quick into the episode. I'm the one that is going to be running the Twitter mostly, I believe, and the YouTube. And I just want to make sure all you guys check that stuff out. Make sure you check out the YouTube, especially because you can watch us and our awesome facial expressions. We may be ugly, but we're funny. And if you are watching already, if you are watching already on YouTube, or if you plan on going over to YouTube, please like, subscribe, leave some comments. We'll read them all. Rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, all that good stuff. And yeah, I hope y'all have an excellent day.
You can find us wherever podcasts are heard. Please be sure to leave a review. We would definitely, if you leave us reviews, 5-star